You ready? Get it together, babe.
Okay.
Welcome back, everybody. We are back with another episode of Life with C and E. We're here with episode number 6, and today's topic we're coming to you with reality versus expectation, and we're pretty much gonna just say one thing. This is about us. We're gonna say like one thing that I kind of expected, based on how she was in the beginning. And once I got with her, it was like a different story. We're gonna name a bad one and then a good one as well. That I probably didn't expect this, and it was like better than what I expected. So we're gonna do one and one. Do you want to go first, or I go first?
You go first.
I go first. Okay. So I guess I will probably start with the negative one, and then we'll go to the positive one. I mean, it's not really negative, but I think for me on the negative one, it'll probably have to be, and like anxiety and overthinking. So that I know in the beginning when we were first dating, you kind of told me you had some of these things, and I was like, okay, yeah, like I know a lot of people that like have anxiety and are overthinkers and get overwhelmed pretty fast, so I didn't think like nothing too much of it. I took it more as just like, getting to know you type of thing until like reality hit and you moved in and all of this. And then like I was dealing face to face with you in the moments where you would, be overwhelmed, or would you would be overthinking on a situation and have anxiety attacks, and I didn't know like, oh, like what's going on. Like I never expected that, right? Exactly. I didn't expect that until like I was actually dealing with it, like I didn't think it was that much on your anxiety attacks and your overthinking, that almost every time, not with anxiety but with your overthinking, we would have like a argument or disagreement because I'm the opposite of overthinking. So I think that's one of the biggest things. You would have a lot of moments, anxiety moments, that you just didn't know what to do, and me not ever dealing with that, I didn't know what to do. So I'm doing my best to keep you calm and take you out somewhere, like, and just bring peace to you, put on music that'll bring more peace to you. And for the most part, I think it's worked on the few scenarios we had. And I'm glad that I was able to learn and adapt, and as you are able to get through it and grow, me as a person, I'm able to grow with you because I never dealt with that. So I'm getting better of dealing with somebody that has anxiety and deals with overwhelming and overthinking situations.
Yeah.
So I think that's one. So
and I'm really glad that I got with somebody that easily adapts to things, like with me and anxiety. You're so supportive, and you didn't know what to do, but you handled it really well. Because like I think you got to see a lot of my anxiety when I moved here, because it's something completely different. Everything hit me at once. I'm from LA and I moved to Modesto with you.
Modesto, you say you're hella gangster.
Well, how do you say it? How do you say it? Oh my god. Okay, anyway, Modesto. And it was just a lot. So
it's a big move.
Yeah. So I feel like anyone that has anxiety, I think that would definitely intensify going through all that.
I mean, I think
stage.
Yeah, I think the thing with somebody that has anxiety and overthinking and overwhelming, like, you have to be with the right person.
Yeah,
if you're not with the right person that is having patience with you and understanding you and willing, to be with you as you grow out of this, as you get better, because having anxiety and overthinking is something that you could overcome. And if you're not with that right person that's going to be by your side as you overcome that, then it's just simply not ever going to work out. It's about being with that right person that can be there during those moments.
Yeah, I think you're the right person.
You think so?
Yeah, I do.
I hope so.
Well, one for me. Okay, so my turn. Something that I kind of expected Well, honestly, like I think I've told you this. Like in the beginning, I didn't think much about because you have two kids,
Mm-hmm.
right? So when he told me he had two kids, I was like, okay, cool. Like I didn't think much of it, and I don't have any kids at all. Like I don't have kids. I have a niece, and that's as much experience I have, and a nephew that I have with kids. So when I moved here, I think I didn't really know what to expect. I was like, no, it's not a negative one. Like I told you, I feel like I've learned a lot, patience and selflessness with the kids, but I definitely didn't know what to expect. So when I came here, I was like a little overwhelmed. I was like, the reality hit, and it was kind of like, oh my god, like I don't know what to do. Like, how do you talk to kids? Like, do I ever have me time? Like, what's going on?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That has been your biggest challenge.
That's been a big challenge. So like, that's been the reality, and that's something that I'm learning still. And it's been 3 months?
A little more. Moving in?
Yes,
a little
moving
more.
In. For like 3 months.
Yeah,
I
like
want
going
to say.
for 4 months. Yeah.
So I'm still learning, but yeah, reality was that I thought I didn't even know what I was thinking. I was like, oh, I'm just gonna move in. Everything's gonna be, I don't know, just I didn't know what to expect. So yeah, that's one thing that I didn't really.
I was gonna get deeper in that, but we'll save that for another one.
Okay.
But so back to me, I think a positive one that it was, like what I expected from reality was you as a person. I don't know if they're like what exactly to call it, but before I met you, I knew, the you that I saw kind of on Instagram. Like
okay, say a little bit about that.
The wild one, and people that know you knew how much you like to party and
I love dancing. That was my thing.
Going out every weekend, coming back at late, and you were living like that lifestyle. Although I didn't know much about it, but based like I never saw your stories, but based on your pictures, like I can tell like you like to have fun, and I was like, okay, cool, and again, like once I got to know you and meet you, like I saw a side of you that a lot of people don't see. Like one of my biggest things with a person was like I want somebody that believes in God, is really into God. That was like my number one on my list, right? So when I met you and you told me like, oh yeah, like I go to Bible study and like I do this and I pray in the mornings.
Funny because I would party but still go to church.
Yeah, and that side is like I never saw that side of you, So and then you told me like I don't really like doing like the party stuff. Like you were pretty much checked out, and I was like, damn, like so I met you like at that right time because like I wouldn't be able to be with somebody like that, based on, and that's okay. I'm not saying there's something wrong with that, but that's just where I'm at in my life right now. Like I wouldn't want to be with somebody like that, and you were already like doing it. You told me you were doing it, but more like
I was bored.
Like lack of like, trying to find who you really are.
Yeah.
And once you explained it, I'm like, damn, that makes so much sense to me now. Because like right when you got with me, like I saw a whole different side of you. Like you were like a different person, like in a good way. Like I feel like you were starting to really find yourself, who you are. And again, like you were big on the whole church thing, and I was like, oh damn, like you go to church and you pray, and that's amazing. I love that, and I would go to church together, so it's like that's amazing,
That's goals.
It was like it was more like that reality was amazing over what I expected, like. And that I think that's what made me fall more for you, because I was like, oh, I'm probably gonna get with this girl that's just partying, and you know what, like it might not even work out, but I'll give it a try. Not even knowing like you were already done with that and you wanted like out of that kind of like party scene,
and that's amazing. Crazy that you even took that chance, because I feel like you meet somebody and you see their Instagram and you're like, oh, this person's like this, and you kind of skip through instead of being like, okay, let me give this person a chance.
Yeah.
So that's good that you actually looked past that.
That I gave you a chance.
Gave me a chance. Yeah, because I was definitely over that stage.
I'm gonna kill this
As you
fly.
can see, I know there's a fly here. As you can see, I was over that stage, but I feel like, like, in the beginning, you're still kind of like, are you sure you don't miss that? Like, life? Are you sure? And I feel like you could be like that sometimes still, like, kind of questioning, like, are you sure you don't miss that?
Yeah, I did question you. I did.
Yeah.
Because it was different. Like, I like to travel. I like to go out. I like to go out and, have drinks, but on a different level. Like, I don't like the club scene, and I never really did, unless a special occasion, maybe a friend celebrating a birthday, whatnot. But to do it every weekend, like, I didn't like that.
Yeah.
I don't mind going out for drinks at a restaurant. That's cool. You get to conversate and stuff. So it was like, I would question it because I'm like, I know you weren't used to this. You were used to something else, But yeah, I mean, it worked out and I loved it.
Oh, that's sweet.
All right, now.
Now my turn. So something that, well, I actually found in love with in the beginning. So it's kind of weird, but I really like the fact that you were super ambitious, super like sweet. You have a big heart. But for me, I thought that was gonna change as soon as I moved here. Like part of me was like, okay, he's just putting up a show. He wants to make me fall in love with him, and he's like just trying to like get me to move over here. And then from once he gets me where he wants me, he's gonna change.
Oh, what?
And that didn't happen. So like till now, you're still the same person. So like reality is that I kind of expected you to be like, okay, I have you here. You moved here, like now I could get comfortable and just be like.
I don't get comfortable myself.
Yeah, and like.
That's probably why.
So I think like you still amaze me every single day, like how sweet you are and how still kind of a person you are, and the ambitious person that you are. I see it every day, like. You're always like, your mind's always working and always like thinking of like.
For sure.
Always thinking
that never stops.
Yeah. So that's definitely.
Thank you.
Something
I
that-
appreciate that.
Yeah.
I love that.
I think I've told you that before, right? I've told you.
Yeah,
this.
you have.
I had this fear that you were going to change.
I think so. I mean, I think the thing with me is like, I go based on like the energy you give me. You know what I mean? One thing about me is I don't give up on people, like at all. It takes a lot for me to finally be like I am done. And I don't mean like even in a relationship, just in general. Like I don't like, I never give up at all, to begin with. So I think with me, it's with me, like you get the side of me that you get, it's what you're gonna give me. You know what I mean? Like if you stop showing me like affection, if you stop, showing me the things that I love, that you do, then obviously with time I'm gonna stop doing certain things that I did in the beginning. So I think that's why it's always important for both of us to not get comfortable, because it's easy for me to stop buying flowers. If you stop giving me affection and you stop doing the things you did for me as well, then you think that's gonna want to make me to continue to buy you flowers? No. Of course not. I want to do it out of heart, and I always will do it out of heart. Like I get those moments where I'm driving and I'm happy and I'm like, I'm gonna pull over today and buy you flowers or whatnot, or like do something, And us as men will continue to do that as long as the woman also continue to do that with us, and it goes both ways. I know sometimes the men stop first and then it makes the woman, stop doing it, but that's why communication is big, as we talked about in our other videos, because we both have to always be like, hey, like you haven't done this, or, I feel like, we haven't been doing this, like, and if you guys always learn how to communicate about each other's needs and what's missing, what you've been lacking in a good way, not come at each other hard and aggressive. But if you guys learn how to communicate, then I think the relationship will always be strong, will always continue to grow, continue to get better, because you're always correcting each other. And a lot of couples, I notice that they don't correct each other, they attack each other. Like, you don't do this to me anymore. Like, how come you haven't done this? And it's like, when you come at each other like that, it makes you not want to do it. You know what I mean? It makes us want to do it less. rather than coming at each other talking, you know, over dinner or wherever.
Because
Like
you feel attacked, and
you feel attacked.
You might be feeling like, what the hell? Like, you stopped doing this. That's why I stopped doing
exactly.
it. And then that's when everything blows up. So that's why communication is key, because you get to be like, hey babe, like, you know, you haven't bought me flowers in like a week, like. And then that's when you feel comfortable to open up to me and be like, well, honestly, I've been feeling this way. You stopped doing this and that. So yeah.
Exactly. You just said it spot on. Because then I will tell you why, you know. Mm-hmm. And then right there and then, if I notice like, well, you've been doing everything, so I'm just probably being a dumbass and I got comfortable or whatnot, then I'll be like, oh shit, like I haven't done it. But it'll get me to think, you know what I mean? Like, and then if I feel some sort of way that you've been doing, then I'll tell you, you know. Mm-hmm. So I think that's big. And yeah, I mean, we're at about 15 minutes in. You know, we're trying to keep them a little bit shorter,
that
but
went by fast.
That did go by pretty fast. We're trying to keep it short, and you know, for you guys to know a little bit more about us, you know, a little bit more background, and we're gonna continue to shoot. Yeah. You know, but I think, you know, for today, that was this damn fly. I'm gonna karate chop this, I swear. Sorry guys, you know, but this fly, the next time it comes, I'm gonna do some taekwondo on it. I'm gonna release my boxing skills on it, I swear.
Yeah, but I feel like we people don't really know our stories, so like when we talk, they're kind of like, what are they talking about? So like, if you guys have any questions, you guys could ask them in the comment section, and we're willing to talk about almost everything.
Yeah, we are. Yeah,
we're pretty open, and we don't like to sugarcoat anything, because I don't think there's need to.
Yeah, and then for the guys out there that do have a partner that you know, does have anxiety, like, you know, or does get anxiety attacks and stuff like that,
or just anyone.
Yeah, I mean, well, we're talking relationship though. I mean, this is more for like
a significant.
Yeah. Oh, so okay. If your partner does have anxiety or gets anxiety attacks, gets overwhelmed, like, you have to know, get to know your person as well. And once you get to know your person, you're gonna know exactly how to calm the situation, how to get better, how to deal with that person when that person has attacks, you know? Because from what I learned is, when you had anxiety attacks or get overwhelmed or, you know, start thinking in the beginning, I didn't know how to handle it as well. Until little by little, I started to figure out what works and what doesn't, what calms you down, what gets you, you know, through the situation. So anybody out there that has that, is really get to know, it's trial and error, get to know your person, so you can figure out what works and what doesn't, and helps your partner get through those, you know, overthinking and anxiety attacks.
And we could definitely make a video about that, because I feel like a lot of people could relate to that. You know, I don't think too many people are open about talking about like what they really go through. Like, I never told you, okay, this is how I react when I go through anxiety, but maybe talking about it and talking about how like you handle it could help people. So
it's like therapy for us, therapy for people, right there. Boom.
So that could be another
free
video.
Of charge right now, so take advantage.
So that could be another video.
Okay, so we're gonna wrap it up here. Stay tuned for episode 7 with Life with CNE. Don't forget to like, subscribe, follow us on TikTok. On TikTok, we're goofballs. We like to do a lot of different stuff and not just be serious. So follow us on there, like, subscribe, drop a comment, any advice or on the next video, anything you guys want to say, we're here to share. And we're out.